we do. Hello there. It's me, Zen. Hope your day is going well. We got a little jazz out in the background. I don't know if I'd really call this jazz, but it's something. Some music. Um, I thought we might talk about unity. UNITY, you know? Is that what it is? That song? Remember that old one? And Uni-Sun and being uh, probiotic and not antibiotic. So if you say biotic or bio, it's the root word is bio, like biology. It's you. So you'd want to be pro-life. Now I'm not saying to not like if you got to stick a a hanger, a coat hanger up your to get rid of a baby. I understand. What I'm saying is, when you're living, you should have a pro-life initiative. You know, a probiotic, whatever it is. It should be in that category. As far as something like, what is the goodness out of it? And I use it out of the sense of I just had the most amazing 4 days of hilarity because it was French Quarter Fest, so there was music all day, 4 days straight. So obviously I gotta be out there listening and intermingling and whatever. So oddly enough, I don't have that much of a hangover, but here's what you should take out of it. You need to be pro hangover. Why? Because you can't think that you can have all of the you if you have a good time, there's a little payment due. You know, you got to. There's a cost. There's the CODB, cost of doing business. Doing business in the world, you invest energy in certain ways, and so you should enjoy your hangover. And so if you enjoy your hangover, then you really don't have one, do you? Hmm. You should figure it out. It's pretty fun. And we'll talk about Unison and somebody wanted me to talk about the multiverse, metaphysics, the meta realms, and oh, they asked me to talk about standards, the STNDRD, first, second, and third standards of reality. We'll get into this in a little bit. We'll see when people show up. Hello, who's there? How you doing? Welcome. Hey, what up, T-Bird? Who the fuck is this? What's up, T-Bird? Long time no see. Am I still drinking pee? Of course. Not. I mean, as much as I'm like a proponent of such things, maybe not as much as I should, of course, but I do sip on the nectars of life quite often, in any way, shape, or form. Sometimes they come in mushroom varietals. You can make a tea out of that, or maybe it's some alcohol, or just whatever. But yeah, of course. You don't come back from that. Like once you know, you're in there. So who might this be? Do I know you? Do I know you? You feel, hey, Suntug, you feel like I'm a Syrian? You would be probably correct, because I've told a story a long time ago about Arcturus Ra, and when he was getting all these like universal signs that he was Arcturian, and around the same time I'm listening to him, I got all these weird things that said you're Syrian. I don't know, Syrian like the planetary system or the country, right? And my dog's name was, she was a black dog star. She had a star on her chest that was white. And when they brought her to me, her name was Dog Star. Right? And there was like a bunch of things that were going on in the sign that was really pointing at Syrian. Yeah. Yeah. Wicked, wicked, wicked. Yeah, I was gonna do a show earlier. I don't know if anybody caught that I was gonna do a show at like I don't know what time it was, like 1 or something. And then I had to be uh, in in support of another being. So I had some other work to do. So I don't know. What do you want to get into? So it's just with the eclipse, we can talk about the eclipse. We can talk about solar energy. We talk about if one day you go to the sacred swamps of Louisiana. I've only been once or twice. I think twice. I've seen a couple gators. You know what I mean. I've been in the swamps. Um, cool times. Um, didn't the solar thing happen like yesterday or something? Wasn't there a solar eclipse? I don't know. I as much as I know about the shit, I don't plan it out. See, that's the fun part. Because if I would get too invested into the things like astrology and numerology and all of you know, all of that tarot and all this. I would get too invested and I wouldn't be able to see in front of me and make things happen because I would focus too hard on that. So I kind of, even though I can teach about it, obviously I have plenty of videos on the stuff. I back up from it and just observe it, you know, kind of just like I make manifest whatever. It's like a step up from going, oh, well, the stars are here and this is, yeah, it help you align things, like obviously. Like in certain neighborhoods, you're not going to find, you know, this kind of store. So, of course, that doesn't, a store is a star, by the way. Of course, you're not going to be able to, and so even the word, look at here, let me show you some etymology. This is where my brain would go wacky. I would go, is it open? Because the word open is the word, it's a letter, it's the letter zero, O, right? The number or the letter zero, with a star in it, which is a pentagram. It means open. It's a zero or O with the pentagram in the middle. That's what open means. And so it gives you so I would get into that so deep that I have to go, well, no, fuck it. Let's just be it. Let's just make things occur. You know, I mean, can I make it can I make the sun come out when it's, you know, 2 a.m.? Probably not. I'm working on it. But could I adjust whether it's raining or where the wind is? Perhaps. I haven't killed any gators. No, there's no reason to do that. I'd dance with them, I guess. I've only eaten gator. I've only eaten gator a couple times because they got like, it's okay, I guess. What's up, Skull? Have I been boxing? Why do you say that? Do I look like I've been boxing with someone? What's going on? Because I'm wearing a hat? Is there something to do with like after a boxing match you put the cap on, you're like repping something? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about alligator jerky. I've never just the alligator like bites, you know, whatever the chicken fingers, they got like alligator fingers or whatever. I've only had it a couple times. But ask me if I'm in boxing. No, I think, I mean, not recently. Not that I'm aware of. Why do I look stupid? Do I look like I got punched or something? Or is it just what I look like worn down after 4 days of intoxication and music that just amazing music, a lot of sunshine, a lot of music, a lot of dancing, a lot of new friends. You know the days you look in your phone and you go, what phone numbers are these? Why? Who's calling me here? Who is this? Was it that person or this person or yeah, it's that kind of thing. And it's Monday, so next weekend is fucking Jazz Fest. Look, we just had French Quarter Fest, which is off the rails, but then we have Jazz Fest, and Jazz Fest is like, it's right there. It's like I can watch it. I can maybe I'll take you guys to it. I'll just go onto my roof, and we can listen to it from there. It's like right there at the racetrack. Oh yeah. Exposed to a lot of energies, especially, dude. On top of it, like people from out of town don't think like the amount of energies that I just, you know, had to like intermingle with was fucking a shit ton, you know. And then one day I decided to be the thing that I do. I put a tunic on, and I let my hair down. I actually did. I did. Oh, you know what I did? I put my my Chun-Li's up. I put my and that was a whole thing. That was a whole event. So once I do that, it's like, okay, what's up? So I got a tunic in my fucking. So we had some fun. Oh yeah, yeah. It's probably just a shadow. No, no. I'm looking pretty fresh. Other than a little bit of just. I was trying to go out and hang out today, but it was like kind of rainy-ish. So maybe the extra cold in the air got my face a little puffy. I don't know. What's up, Christopher? What up, Divine? What you doing? Oh yeah, Jazz Fest. Yeah, it's I'm trying to find a way to get in there. I mean, everyone here that lives in this building, university, is like, I don't pay to go in there, but I'll get in there. I'm like, oh okay, well just you gotta. How do we do this? Because it's pretty expensive. It's like $85 a day to go right now. So I get like a weekend pass, but it's 2 weekends and there's all sorts of shit during the week. Um, it's like I don't know, don't man drop $250 on it. Like, shit, I just went to a free festival and still spent way too much money. I got plenty of tuning forks on Toke. I'll probably do that. I think I'm pretty good though. I did enough cleansing rituals of tobacco, a little bit of herb, a little bit of vodka. That was pretty cleansing. Nothing really stuck too hard. Oh no, I don't even no, I gave that away. I gave that away it was someone's birthday and I gave that to them. So I don't yeah. I hear what you're saying though. The fence, I mean, the whole fucking thing, it's a goddamn racetrack for horses. The whole thing is already enclosed completely. It'd be kind of like there's a couple places in like people's backyards that I could probably skip into. You know what I mean? There's ways. I just haven't lived over here, so I don't know. I mean, I've lived over here, but it was the whole, the C word thing, and so that didn't have the past 2 years. So now I'm like, oh, right in the middle of Jazz Fest. There's supposed to be some pretty big headliners this year. Yeah, how you doing, Christopher? Are you doing good? Are you like wobbling around? Is it getting better? Cause that's a tough injury, man. I've had minor like hip injuries from basketballs and stuff, and like I pulled my psoas and I've had a little hip, but no, that's tough, man. Because I mean, how that's how you move, yeah. Yeah, Suntok. He started up a drone to find out. Well, it's like you could literally look at a map of it right now. Just look up the look up Jazz Fest and look up the whatever the name of the racetrack is. There's some spots, I'm sure. So what do you want to get into? I mean, you just want bullshit right here. I was supposed to do a chat on something else, but I kind of had already talked to the person, so I think I've covered that for the day on the standards and the. Hey, I'll give you a little. I just don't know where to go with it. I feel like I'd be airing on like just telling you something for no reason. Like hey, you're listening to somebody talking, and they're like, so what's the point? I just don't know where I'd go with it. Hmm. We were talking about. Oh, here. Let's use this. Let's do this talk. Um, you can walk with the cane. Yeah, yeah. So we were talking about because we were talking about standards. First, second, third. Okay, 1, 2, and 3. 1 plus ST is first. 2 and ND is ND, second. Third is RD, and then fourth, fifth, sixth. You see the THs. So if you start with the first three, it's ST, ND, RD, standard. All you have to do is put triangles in there, and you get ST, and then A, stand, ND, second, RD, third. So you get standards. Those are gold, silver, and bronze. And then we got into talking about, like, well, what would really be the standards of life? If you had a choice in the matter, and somebody just walked up to you and said, I will give you all of the gold, silver, and copper or bronze that's yours, all of it. You can have as much as you want. Do you take that, or do you take chocolate, honey, tobacco, weed, and alcohol? What would you take? You would be I believe you'd be a fool to choose gold, silver, or copper. I don't think there's any. You can't eat it. You could, I guess. I mean, of course, we can do nano shits with all this and a few high technology, but we see what high technology is doing to people. It seems like the organic technology of the bees making the honey, the cows making the milk and the yogurt, and the chocolate from the beans, and the coffee, and the tobacco, and the marijuana, and the beer, that those seem to be, like, wine is always mentioned. Like, what would you rather take? So what would really be the standards of life? If there was if there was an apocalypse and everything was reset, right? You would be, everybody's like, get all the silver and gold and whatever you can, because that's the real deal currency. Everything is fiat right now, which I understand. But what's going to have more value? It's going to be the things that are cause and help with pain and happiness. Like, if you got some pain, like, how do you fix that? Like, what would you eat? What would make you happy? What would you do? You'd be like, I got a fucking chunk of gold, I got a chunk of silver, I got some copper. It's damn near in legitimate real world terms, it's worthless. I'll give you 2 pounds of each of a bucket of gold, and tell me what you can do with it. I'll give you diamonds. I'll give you all the diamonds you want. Go sell it. Go sell diamonds and gold and silver. Go find a buyer. You can't even do it right now. But everybody's out here, get all the gold, get all the silver. For what? I got silver and gold sitting right here. Who am I going to trade it to? What are they going to do with it? It's worthless. Cacao, yeah, not the fake stuff, yeah. I do cacao and coca. Well, both of them are fine. Yeah, well, Suntalk, I mean, if on the highest level, what would you take? Then you would just breathe in the ether and take the sun energy. You wouldn't need a physical object, right? Sure. If you knew what you were doing, you could just radiate the gold, the silver, and the copper to do something. And if you had some crystals, and you could make a device like Organite. But in practical real world situations, because we're living in a practical real world where there has to be a value. Like, if I see a dude walking around with a bronze thing on his head, just doing all this, like, okay, that's cool, but, like, you weren't born with that on your head. Why are you putting it there? Like, it's just like, how many steps removed are you from silver, gold, and copper? It's a whole, you have to do something to make that happen. Where the other things are organically just there. Tobacco is just there. Marijuana is just there. Milk is provided, and you can easily make yogurt. The grains are there, and they'll turn, and fruits will turn into alcohol. These things are already provided. There's nothing you need to do about it. You don't gotta think. You don't gotta, go, oh, holy, I have a whole thing in my hand. I'm wearing crystals, and I'm a crystal god, and I can control the crystal grid. Well, if you can, your bones are already crystal. Your teeth are piezoelectric. Your body is already a crystal. Your blood is liquid crystals, and your bones are solidified crystals. So what do I need more of that for? What's up, Stonescape? Stonescape Aeon? Oh, okay. Who the what up, stupid? What up, Sai? Had someone tell you that beer is vodka with bread and beer is junk? Tell that person they're an idiot and I said so. Okay, it's not though. It's totally different. It's like saying Budweiser is beer. Budweiser is not really beer. It's rice. It's basically Budweiser is closer to um a sake, really. Nonetheless, it's all fine. It's all spirit, but so what? So what? Why eat bread? What are you gonna? You should eat. You should be using spent grains to make your bread. You use spent grains. You're not supposed to use the grains in their whole fashion. You use them to make the beer first, and then you use it. And then afterwards, you feed it to the animals or make yourself bread, and then put the butter from the milk that came from the cow. the beer, the beer is supposed to be there for you. That's food. It makes no sense not to be an alchemist of some sort. So you're gonna just walk through life and just go find fruits that have hit the floor and start fermenting. It becomes alcohol, and animals will find it and eat it. Why? Because they're intelligent. Beer is just vodka. It doesn't know much about alchemy at all, does he? Gold with LSD. Firewater. Right, right. See? Firewater, man. Exactly. Beer to be masculine and macho? Hmm, I don't know. I mean, beer is very cleansative, and in fact, a lot of beers, if she needs to know something, a lot of beers have um, a very feminine quality to them. Why do you think people get emotional and act very bitchy, right? Especially if you drink IPAs. It literally has the precursor for estrogen in Indian Pale Ales, which is comes from the what they're adding to the beer to give it the extra kick at the end, right? It's a feminine quality. Beer is not necessarily masculine. Is wine masculine? If somebody's whining, isn't that more feminine? You drink some red wine and you get emotional, you cry, and you get flushed red cheeks, and it's very feminine. Alcohol is very feminine. Now, obviously, if you drink certain types of liquor, it's going to be more masculine, but everything has the masculine and feminine quality to it. It's not. Yeah, yeah. Sun talk. Yeah, yeah. You can't. It's like, okay, ask the person, do they know the difference between marijuana and tobacco? One's masculine and one's feminine. Tobacco's masculine. Marijuana's Mary Jane is feminine. You put those together and you get a good balance. You make a spliff out of it. Most people don't roll spliffs. Because mostly the tobacco is so fucking adulterated and shit. Yo, Sai, what you doing? All y'all's is feminine to me. Hey, Sai, you on some bullshit right now? Well, considering, I mean, hey, I would take that as a compliment because, obviously Black Mama Earth was the womb producing all of this life. So, yeah, you can call me grandma. You know better. If I'm feminine, I'm your grandmother. You do not. You will not disrespect your grandmother. You don't disrespect grandma. Don't do that. What are you eating? What is natto? What is natto? I don't even know what that is. Your gra- Your grandma's a savage. You know what? That's it's very funny because growing up, right? Because everybody here knows I was adopted, right? That's probably why I ended up the way I did. The people that raised me, the my mother's side, the mother figure was very blasé, and my father's side I never knew. So I didn't really know a grandmother type figure. I didn't know that at all. I had no idea what grandma was supposed to be. I didn't even know what a grandfather was supposed to do. The grandfather that I knew on the one side was fucking jerk off, like a complete jerk off. Like I don't know that he said more than 10 words to me ever in my life, which is pretty awesome. Even though I've seen him plenty of times, he because I was adopted, he wouldn't speak to me. Crazy shit. And the other side was that grandfather was cool, but he was fucking he was goofy. Your grandma smoked cigarettes on a an oxygen tank. Yeah, that most of my family, hmm, most of my family smoked cigarettes on both sides. I think I was the only person, really, legitimately in the entire family that didn't smoke. Like I mean, now I'll if I find some good tobacco, I'll smoke it. But no, I think funny enough, I think my grandmother, the one that I was just saying, I don't think she smoked cigarettes. I think everyone else did. Very interesting. Hmm. When did I part ways with my parents? Let's see, I'm 42 in a real way, like completely. Uh, 20, 20 years ago, maybe even more than that. Like I've seen the father figure guy once in the last 20 years. The mother I haven't seen at all. Yeah, just fucking went a different route. Thanks. I'm out. Good to see you. Uh, Side, did I get any Well, you know what's fun? Well, I got gifted a bunch of mushies. I just haven't eaten them yet. Um, I think I'm waiting to do them for Jazz Fest. I don't know. There's something that feels a little more controlled in the sense that if I go into the French Quarter, it's a whole shit show, right? Could end up anywhere. Where if I go into a festival, it's an enclosed space and it would be easier to eat some mushrooms and just fucking bug out. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, and I got some other substances that I was considering doing the other substances Wednesday, just because it's gonna be there's the concert series at the um there's a concert series. There's gonna be music on Wednesday night, and then also during the day the museum is free, and so is the other part of the park. So maybe we'll see. Oh man, Santo, funny. Today when I went out, it was the first legitimately hot day. So like earlier, it was like 88, So and the sun was beating down, and so I had a hat and glasses on, and I sat out in the heat, and I was just like, oh fuck, it's not even 90 yet, and I was like already a little sweating, pretty good. No, 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 I don't fuck with that. I don't fuck with Sid. No, I mean, I've done it enough. It's like when Alan Watts said, was it Alan Watts or was it? We're talking about drugs. It's like when you get the message, hang up the phone, that kind of thing. I got what I could out of it, and it was good. I had some good times and some like what the fucks and whatever. It just. I say mushies and Molly. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's fine. Oh no, most people like people are out with like umbrellas and shit. I mean, it's not that hot for me, but I'm just like, oh, the summer's here, so time to get nice and crispy. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I could micro it. It's fine, but I mean, we mushed out a couple of. I don't mind mushrooms. They're fun. I still can't. I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to do. I'm not gonna heroic dose anything. I've already been to that realm plenty of times, and I can get there without it. So, like, let me just take a little sip here. Yeah, it's funny. Some people are built for that. I think more organic. I think more organic people need that the digital. Like I look at it this way. if you're if everything in your life is ordered and completely this way and everything is a computer system and you're rectilinear and you're right-handed and left-brained, then do mushrooms because then it rounds things out and it curves and causes you get rid of corners and you give some like that earthy energy to things, where if you're more feminine and everything's all like, oh blah, it's this and everything's so then you take a little bit of LSD, which will cause structure and order, and you'll see like very pierce boundaries and lines and things. Yeah, I think there's a purpose for both of them, but I think most people should probably steer towards the mushrooms. I don't see much, as where it came from originally. If we get into that, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I've done the wood rose. Yeah, I've done those once. And that was Bonnaroo like 10 years ago. I went to Bonnaroo like 10 years ago. I ate a bunch of those. Let's boof some shrooms. Yeah, yeah. You see what I'm talking about? That digital so yeah, LSD will give you a digital type. You understand this? Okay, if everything is a one or a zero, mushrooms are a zero, and LSD is a one. LSD is electric, it's masculine, it's orderly, it's digital. Where mushroom is organic, round, it's a penis, it's sexual energy. So there's a lot of feminine quality to it too. It's soft, it's mushy, right? Where you get a tab and it's cut into a square. Look at the difference. One is called a mushy, very mushy. One is a square tab. So it's going to take you in that direction. Yeah. Sai, what's the 5 P? What's the 5 P's? All in proper preparation. What's the 5 P's? Proper proper preparation prevents poor performance. Woo. And you got there. You could. I mean, some people, go off with like seven of them, but like that's the standards. 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Try it. It's tough to say. That it's hex magic and sex magic. Yeah, that's they are, and that's the thing is, as long as people recognize them for either, you can use them for two purposes. Either the journey spiritual or it's a recreational activity. But as long as you treat them that way, you can treat them either way. You can be like, oh, I must learn about my spirit and my soul, and I'm going to take this with this whole, or you can be like, okay, this is going to be fun times. Do that either way, but don't do it like, well, apparently I'm out, so this is what I got to do, and then you end up like fucking in the wrong space, the wrong energy, the wrong whatever. Like that's the difference between addiction and doing something for either enlightenment or fun. That's kind of it. You should pick one. Enlightenment or fun. And you can get both sometimes. Oh, this song is fucking killing me right now. Gotta find a new one here. Sorry guys, give me a second. I gotta change this music because it's really fucking dampening my spirit right now. It's so fucking ugh. Let's see if this works. We'll find out. Oh, and also everybody here, you're welcome to add to my slush fund of fun money. Feel free, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo is in the description box. TsarXen. That's me. You can also give thumbs up; those are free. And yeah, you know how that works. Helps me out. And if you help me out, I can help you out. You just tell me what you need. I'm more like I realized today like I do more philosophical and psychiatry work for people than I ever thought, even when it's possible. Like, did I go to an accredited university? What's your credentials? Like, my credentials are I've met a lot of fucking motherfuckers and I've helped a lot of people out, and I know how the mind works. Not just mine. I know how other people's minds work. So I help people with that. And if you need some help, let me know. What do we got here? Red wine by the fire. Anybody like my new hat that I just got? This was a trade for a pair of sunglasses. I think it's pretty dope. Oh man, every time this shit happens, man, I had to hit a button to the stronger feminine nature gaze would be attractive. Oh man, that's Suntoke. Interesting. Well, I do have obviously gay dudes are attracted to me, but I do have a feminine quality, absolutely. But interesting. Pretty pleasurable pussy puddle poetry. Just dripping. Oh, this is good. I like this tune. Partially palpable, perfunctory, pacifying parchments of Panama. I don't. Alliteration is fun. That's something that should be taught at a very early age too. Alliteration, using. Ah, nice. Hey, I was I did a show this morning, just for a second, and it was in the blackness of the AM, and I was thinking about electricity, which I think is closely connected to the energies in obsidian too. When you see a lightning bolt, it starts from the ground and goes up. But where does it go to? Think about when you were a kid and you would draw a picture. You would draw the big yellow sunshine. Then you would draw a cloud and a lightning bolt coming out of it, right? Except it doesn't work that way. You just can't see above the cloud. That for electric to happen, it has to have a ground and something to hit. While it could be, I suppose, in this day and age, perhaps hitting clouds with a lot of nanoparticles and stuff in it, that's how you would jump the arc from the earth, the ground, to the positive, the polarity. Prior to that, it wasn't. You're not getting all these substances in the sky, so it must be hitting something. So what is it hitting? What could it possibly be? Because you're not seeing above that. Look up pictures. Look up pictures of of lightning above the clouds. Where does that go? What is it hitting? It has to be hitting something. There has to be a discharge point. You can't just. It has to hit something. That's how it works. That's the only way you could see it. Any electrician will tell you how it works. If it's all these people thinking that you can water power an engine, sorry to break it to you, that's not how it works. You're not splitting hydrogen and oxygen. I'll let you all know, you're not doing that. I'm as close as I'm. Something that I don't know for sure, but I'm close enough to certain enough. You're not splitting hydrogen and oxygen, because that's not what water is. What you're doing is you're taking two plates, copper and zinc usually, and you're jumping an arc, and it's taking the ions, it's taking a piece of the metal, and that's becoming the bubbles, right? So it's eating the metal, and that's causing you the energy. So the water-powered cars, the hydrogen cars, the water's not making hydrogen. It's the two metal plates that are creating the arc of electricity. Still, good shit. Do that. That's probably way better than whatever we're using as a technology now. But don't think that anyone's splitting water apart, because it's not happening. Water is an element unto itself. I'm going to say this like 1,000 times over. They told you 4 elements: air, fire, earth, and water. And I'll tell you, fire is not an element, but a transmuted force. The 3 other elements, water is an element. You can't take 2 gases. Why can you not, in a laboratory, take hydrogen and oxygen, 2 gases, and stick them together and create water? Can't be done. It's never been done, and it will never be done. Because that's not what water is. Water is unto itself a single element. Yeah, it's just it's like the basic level of what we're given in reality. We're given some sort of understanding of something, but then they throw it all out of line with, they go, oh, well, water is a substance, it's an element, it's a thing, but then they tell you it's made of 2. Like, how do you jump to that conclusion? If you look up all the anomalies of water, it's anomalous because they're not telling you what water is. They're giving you a oh, it's hydrogen and oxygen. Well, let me explain to you mathematics. Let me give the mathematics. Let's just do it for you right here. If I can solve the equation going this way, then I have to be able to solve it going back this way. It's called reverse engineering. Right? So if you can make me my oxygen and hydrogen from water going that way, then you have to give me hydrogen and oxygen to make water going the other direction. That's how the mathematical formula works. Or else it's not true. You have to verify, qualify it. You see? And it's not going to be done. It hasn't been done. Do you hear me? Check it out. Can you feel me on that? Go get one of your math professors to explain to you how water is hydrogen and oxygen, and then say, okay, prove to me it is. Because mathematicians, they like to prove their facts. So do good scientists, not the lying scientists. Then prove it in reverse. If you can prove it forward, prove it in reverse. What's up, Yataku? Is that how many watts we rocking right now? Okay. But I was just listening to oh man, I forget the dude's channel's name. Really good channel. John Levi always talks about him, and he's a Irish or a Brit dude, and he says easy tigers. If anybody knows easy tigers, who is that? Oh, oh man, I'm tripping. I'm tripping on what's his name. Paul Cook. Paul Cook. Yeah, he was watch what his latest vid. Paul Cook, I believe his name is. Check out his latest videos. Very informative shit. And he was getting into the cathedrals and the water beneath the cathedrals and why they were built the way they were. And he was getting into they're called vaults. And I put him in on a little something, and like vaults is the word volts. Like so voltage. So this is where the water goes that controls the current or the currency, the energy. And a cathedral or is a cathode, or you have catheters, cathedrals. It's the same word. A cathedral is basically a catheter that you put into to either extract blood or energy, and a cathode is all doing the same thing. So you have cathodes and you have vaults or volts. Those a way of explaining electricity. And so what these temples and pyramids were doing with the capacitors and capstones. He didn't get that far into it because he was just learning the lingo of like the etymology, but he was just going like, he's like, I didn't know this, and it just jumped to like, he's like, this word means this, holy shit. He's like, it just seemed like it must, like, why all these pyramids, why these cathedrals, why do these vaults have all this water that used to run beneath it? Water can turn into anything. Well, uh, it can turn into anything, sorta. It's a conduit, or it can take shape of something. You still need to have the containment vessel for it. You know, it's a conduit. So this is why it's like a river channel. The channel itself is containing the water to get it to somewhere. If you got a channel on TV without the proper thing going through the water, there's still got to be salt in it, or minerals in it to cause electric to happen. You still have to have copper. You still have to have something in the water. You still have to have a containment for it. It's like a copper wire has around it. You have the sleeve that's made of rubber to make sure that it contains the heat and the energy that's being radiated to cause electricity to occur. The water's doing the same thing. So yeah, it can sort of become anything, sort of. um, well, how do you escape? Say the word. What did Superman have on? He had an S cape on. Escape from what though? Literally, look. It's carved into it's a diamond. It's a he took what is the symbol is kind of a prism to refract light. That's what a diamond does. A diamond in and of itself is a worthless rock. It's garbage. But then somebody shines it up and puts it in, makes light, just could do all these things. An escape, you're just You're just uh, you're refracting light to different sources. You just change the angles. You change the angels. You change the language. You change the vowels of L. You change the way that you emit tones, and you create a cymatic universe around you. This is why do you think it's a time to chant and meditate with the monks, and you just go, now you can do that. You can do it internally as an intonation. I can make that sound in my head, or I can put it outward, and it's creating. You're creating like, okay, did I reshape my room right now? To a degree, but like physically, did I move an object? But you could move things with that. So if you did it strong enough in your head, you could move objects. Yeah, yeah. Diamonds. Literally, the word comes from minds, or to split a mind. A diamond is to split minds. They're fine and dandy with me, but I'm gonna take a crystal over a diamond any day. Why? Because a crystal, it develops and grows itself, and it has infinitely more energy than a diamond does. You could call me Diamond because I'm a girl's best friend, but uh, the shade, like the fact that diamonds are as plentiful as anything on the planet, and they sell for like thousands of dollars, and everybody wants one. Why not just have something that organically grew, like the stalactites and stalagmites and the geodes and shit. Like, there it is. There's a piece of. Look at that. That's what you want. But here's the thing: you can go to a crystal store, and it's really not that expensive. But you go to this other shop. You go to the jeweler. You go to the jewelry store, and they make you pay 1,000 times what the literal value of something is. If you look into your computer, you're gonna find crystals. Look into your watch, and it's a quartz crystal watch. It's keeping time. You don't find diamonds in those because they're next to worthless. They're used in very small amounts of electronics and things. Because diamonds are, there is a function to them. They're cooling their ice, right? They cool something, but they're not radiating, transmitting energy the way that what you'd call an organic crystal is. Damn, y'all's getting a master class today. And feel free if you wanna donate a couple dollars to this retard over here. That's me. I'm the retard talking. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. TsarXen. I appreciate it. And thumbs up are great too. Ha 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 ha. Sunto. That's right. Yep. Yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, you know what's funny about that is there's the short story. Here's a short story. So when I was living in Bloomington, Indiana, I moved in this house, and it had just got like all upgraded, right? But there was flowers all over the property. It was beautiful, and there was no reason for them to cut it down. But they we're renting it, so we rent out this house, and we're renting it out because we didn't know who we were renting from, right? We get in there, it's all nice, perfectly kept inside, like they just remodeled the whole thing. And there's flowers all like 4 feet high, a backyard, huge, just full of flowers. And they decided to cut all the flowers down and clean up and level the grass. And as they're doing this, on the porch there's a fucking geode this big, and I think it's a so they kind of just cut the flowers and dig the shit up and leave it on the porch, like my back porch. And I just thought, I was like, why did they just leave a ball of dirt? And I pick it up, I'm like, oh, a ball of dirt is not this heavy. So I sprayed it off. I was like, holy shit. I took a hammer, cracked it, and it was this fucking giant goddamn geode. It was quartz crystal. It was like, I don't know, 20 pounds. And then the next day I had like an out-of-body experience. And I walked out onto the front porch, and there was an old lady sitting there. I started talking to her. And then like a couple days later, the person that rented us the place, we go, hey, let's talk to the person. Like, whose house was this? And she's like, oh, some old lady used to live here. She died like a couple months ago or whatever. And this was her property. And I was like, oh yeah, I met her. I met her like in the astral realm, sitting on her front porch, sitting on the front porch of the house. After I cracked this geode open. Nuts. Huh. Yeah, isn't that's interesting you put it that way. So you said tobacco and alcohol, the energy be hidden in plain sight. Yeah, they demonize both of the things, but they allow it. You know what I'm saying? They demonize both. I mean, obviously they've been both tainted to some degree. Like, you should be getting alcohol properly distilled, and no, not in a can, aluminum. Leave the stuff in it, and and tobacco should be. It's just tobacco. Just cut it, grind it up. That's good. It should smell like a cigar. It should smell like a pipe, but it smells like a cigarette. Ugh, the fuck is that? Since they taint it all, but it's really right there. There's so much energy in that. Like Mopacho, like smoke some real deal, real deal, just Mopacho. I was like, I got. It was funny because I smoked a bunch of it, and I woke up and I was like, the next day, I was like, I felt like cleared. It cleared energy or whatever. If you guys are into energy like that, I don't want to talk, all that crazy shit. So like, well, if we need to clear space, we're gonna work with this energy. I mean, obviously, I know what the fuck I'm doing, but I find it like habitually retarded that people always try to use all this light language of shit that they just. It's just convenient for them to say all of, like, just tell me what you mean. Like, dude, just the energy, the space, it was, What's up, Black Sun? Oh, I was just listening to this a song yesterday. I would love to play it, and let me see if I can. It was a jazzy remix of Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, but it was like a hip hop jazz remix. It was really dope. Yeah, yeah. I'll try to share it with you guys on Instagram, or maybe in a different way after the show, but. I gotta refine it. It was so good. It was like all those, those songs that you listen to, and you're like, I'm putting this on repeat. I don't care. And you feel like you're like, oh no, this is just, I have to put this into my skull right now. Oh, you know what? Hey, I do need some Palo Santo though. I haven't had much Palo Santo lately. And also, give me a second. I'm gonna go fill this up with some ice and some beverage, and I'll be right back. You guys take a short break. And no, it's not by Manus Yahoo though. It's not by Manus Yahoo. I forget who it is. It just came to me yesterday. So which one of you weirdos is gonna drink with me? I got a little bit of vodka here. Let's get this party started. And also, if you want to, you can buy me a drink. Because I just really because I unloaded a bunch of dollars on people this weekend. You know, that's what happens. It's a festival. I got a bunch of beers and some cool gifts, and I came up on some mushrooms and stuff. But financially, like I bought everybody beers. So I wasted. Well, it wasn't a waste. It's an investment. Remember that. Everything's an investment. So if you'd like to invest into your future and mine, feel free. Kind of low on currency right now. That's what I'm saying. I did have a glorious weekend though. Yeah, that's the thing is, you know what? Other than the popular narrative of what Freemasonry is, everyone that I've ever met that's a Mason, like, you know, I know people that actually do work with bricks and shit. Cool people. But Freemasons, yeah, the ones that I've met, fucking awesome people. I've yet to meet one that I'm like, oh, you must be part of the secret elite that is trying to foil the world. I've never got that out of them. You know, and then you read like Albert Pike shit, you read this and that, and like people take. It's like, could you imagine if you took all of the hours that you've talked in your life? You've probably said some fucking weird shit that doesn't make sense. Out of context, it's gonna sound fucking retarded. It's gonna sound like you're a complete maniac and asshole. But if you take it into context, you go, oh, and what they continually do is with the people that have even written books and spoke about all of the principles of Freemasonry, and they take shit out of context. You can take shit out of context any way you want, and you can make anything sound any way you want. But yet, when you meet people that are, I've not met a bad one yet. Crazy, right? Oh yeah, cool. But I hear you about people are trying to. Yeah, they're trying to find themselves. If they want to be part of something, they want to be part of the club, the committee, the cool guys. There's that, certainly. But that gets squashed pretty quickly. Peace out, Sai. Sunsoak. You know more. That's funny. That's funny. Ah, interesting. The biological. It is a biological matter too. Yeah. Well, look up the movie. It's called Emotion Code. Look up Emotion Code Don Tolman. There's a bunch of really good. It explained to you like the physiology and the biology of stored memory within the human body. And so there are literally places that are holding nodal points and other things that are holding memories. So when you don't eat and fast and these things start like bleeding off or like melting, it goes into your bloodstream and becomes part of your being again, and you relive these ideas. And a lot of people that have those narcissistic traits and qualities, it's literally built into them from a very young age, and they kept putting weight on, they kept putting food in, they kept having bad experiences eating something, and then that would cause some sort of fat molecule or whatever. It would bleed off, and that narcissism. Let's see if we can make this a completely PhD level shit. So that those narcissistic traits are inbred into them by behavioral. So there's behavioral mechanisms that are connected to dietary habits that then, because people aren't understanding what they're consuming and how it's coming out of them, and because they keep consuming so much, they're always in a state of the anti-abundance state. The oh, everything is going away, and I'm going to die, and I need more for myself and less for others, and they forget about the abundant state, which is like, I can consume whatever I want, but it's just for fun. Where other people are like, give me that, and that becomes this narcissistic qualifier, right? That then they say, for me to exist, I need that food. For me to exist, I need to have that. That's me, and that's mine. And so it's built into their psyche. It's built into their physiology, their biology, and they pass down those behavioral tendencies and mechanisms to another generation that says, we live in a world of there's not enough. It's gonna end, and you need to get enough for yourself, and just have a big fucking. You need extra. You need get all the toilet paper, because they might not have toilet paper, and you can't. You're not. How are you gonna wipe your ass if you don't have any toilet paper? I mean, think about that. Like, remember the beginning of this whole shit, and people couldn't find toilet paper. That was the most important thing for people. On their mind was, I need more toilet paper because I might poop and have to wipe, and I need all of it. I can't. I don't care if you need to shit. Yeah, well, exchange of energy is all there is, though. They just look for a way. The value system for a narcissistic cluster B personality disorder is they always want more in return than they're willing to give. They want to one up the thing. They take the fulcrum, and they move it slightly so that they're getting more out of the deal. They're always trying. It's called usury. They're doing usury because they want more than they're providing. And it's not like you can't just look at them and go, oh, it's your fault. It's clearly religious, clearly scientific, clearly environmental, clearly like a paradigm of what the world is as a whole, that most people have a tendency towards that. I'm gonna need a little more in return. It's like people that yell at fast food employees. What did you think you're gonna get? It's a fast food restaurant. Relax. It's fucking. You're eating literally chicken nuggets made out of like a paste from a chicken's asshole. What do you want from these people? And they're like, but I'm gonna need the manager and everything else. Yeah, No, it is pretty funny these days, huh? Yeah, I'm not gonna dig into either of those too hard right now. We've fully covered all of those topics. I think here I'll let's use it. Let's do. Let me give you this angle. I think I think soy has a fucking bad rap. Now, clearly, it's not used and prepared and made right in around where we are, but there's an entire population of people that use soybeans in their tofu and they're cooking with it and they make wine and they're making all of these with soy. It's a bean. There's not a problem with it until we adulterated it. Now, surely the soy boy and all of that shit, not a great idea. But I mean, should that be a staple of your diet? I don't. Probably not. But if you could plant something out there and it grows and there's a seed and there's the thing and then here's a soybean, here's a kidney bean, here's a potato, here's ginger, here's a fruit. You eat the shit. That's what it's there for. Now, when you process it and then they start, there's estrogen in this and there's all of this. Yeah, we're probably going the wrong way. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure these vegetarians. Wasn't Bruce Lee a vegetarian? I don't know. He'd probably whoop your ass. There are a lot of big people that ate a lot of soy product that I'm gonna say they're pretty masculine. But it's again like it's in the preparation. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with like that terminology, like a little bit, the hydrolyzed and the isolated, blah blah. I mean, I get it a little bit, but for me, it's basically like if it's a plant, fucking, there you go, grind it up, make a juice out of it, make some tofu out of it, make a spirit out of it. I don't know, let it ferment, fermented soy product. Sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, man. Oh, the dots, dot ones, not the feathers. Yeah, they always have healthy glows to their eyeballs. There's plenty. I can't stand having that conversation with people about. Okay, I get it. We're omnivores. You can eat anything you want. I don't give a shit. And I think some people should probably have more meat in their diet. Other people shouldn't. But when I'm like, how are you trying to, when people go like, oh, you need meat, you need this, you need B vitamins, you need this, I'm like, how about shut the fuck up and listen close. There are literally millions and millions of people, cultures all over the world that don't eat animal product at all. They're not vegan, they're vegetarian, they might have some milk, so you could either lacto perhaps, maybe honey, but there's some that don't even have that, and they sit there and they survive. Wasn't there like a potato famine? The Irish people, they were just eating potatoes. They weren't killing anything. What were they doing? Like, there's so many cultures that have been around for so long that were wise enough. And all of the great teachers, Walt Whitman and fucking Gandhi and everybody else, live into a ripe old age. And they say, well, if the world went to, if everyone became a vegetarian, we'd be a much happier, healthier society. You'd have less. You'd have to find death-free foods. And then somebody goes, well, a cow's consciousness, it's a fucking, you can't kill a fucking cow and it's alive, dude. Like, all right, I think you've gone a little too far with that. Like, shut the fuck up. That's just my general thing. Shut the fuck up before. Like, how is it that those cultures exist? How do these religions exist that they do not include meat in their dietary habits? How are there cultures that are eating fucking white rice every day? And I have a conversation with somebody about like white rice is no good at all, and I was like, do you want me to read you something out of the Danwantari? You want me to read you out of the Ayurvedic, like the lifestyle? Like, do you even know Ayurveda? You want to talk about traditional Chinese medicine? Do you know what white rice is? You just think it's just starch and bullshit. It's the same kind of people who would tell you that, like, I'm like, there's no teaching these. You can't teach them. Fermented edamame. That sounds good. Yep. Uh, Indian diet is pretty heavy in milk. That's part of the reason they revere the cow so much. Garlic, onion. Yeah, well, this is why in the what's those Indian what's the Indian religious folk that don't eat garlic and onions? Is it the Sikhs? No, they don't eat garlic and onion because it heats it heats someone up that makes them want to be sexual. Well, first of all, garlic and onions are cleansed. Onions are good for cleaning the white blood cells, and garlic is also antibacterial, antifungal, blah blah blah. But it also heats up the body and it burns things off, and it makes you more excited. And so they don't allow that in their diet. I forget which one it is. If you know, type it in there. Yeah, the white rice lost the fight with the brown rice. Well, here's what people don't get. Brown rice is is harder to digest because it already has the casing on it. You think the casing of the brown rice makes it healthier because that's how it is, but it's like akin to not peeling a potato or a cucumber or whatever. You know how some things you take the out eat an orange with the rind on it. You don't do that because it's harder to digest. So the brown rice is that casing on it. Once you relieve the casing, yes, there's nutrition in that brown, sure, but you're not going to get what's inside. So why not just take what's inside? Yeah, it's not. That's one of the times where the whole like just because the white is right culture and the bleach and the all of that has been happening. That's no good. That's no good. Obviously, I'm not saying to eat white foods, but there is plenty of foods that are near white that are good for you, that are fine. Like what's going to happen when you put it in your body? Like when you put brown rice, you have to go through the digestion process. And are you going to eat some corn? Here, eat corn. And you take a shit? What's in your shit? Corn? Not all of it, but some of it. Why? Because corn should be used to make ethanol and to make a corn mash for liquor, to make this shit that fuels your car. That's what it's supposed to be there for. Or your vehicle, this human body. Hey, I gotta go piss. Give me a second. Yeah. Hey, jasmine. Oh, jasmine is in bloom right now. It's in season. Jasmine's smelling pretty alright out here. Well, let's do this, y'all. What time is it? It's like 8 o'clock. Let me go make myself a little snack. I'm feeling a little. I got a little bit of munchies right now because I really haven't eaten all day. So let me go make a. Let's go make some popcorn or something. Watch a movie. Perhaps I'll be back in a little bit. Let me do a little quick study on see what's going on in the outer realms. What's going on in the internet cafe, the Instagrams and all that. And I got a couple messages I gotta answer. So yeah, let me dip out of here. Oh, here, let's check out. Look at this that I got the other day. What is this? Anybody know? Oh shit, where is that? Focus. It's like it's black and it's got like shiny kind of. It's not a stone I'm familiar with. It's shiny. Lots of little speckles in it. Anyways, so I'm gonna get out of here, and I might come back in like give me like an hour. We'll see. Let me get a snack in me. And I will remind everybody, as I always do, there's 3 important things in the world. One is to give me your money. If you'd like to donate, you can. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, description box, TsarXen. If you need to get a hold of me for any reason, TheoLuminous at Gmail. That's me. And more important than that is take care of yourself. Put your oxygen mask on first. Make sure you're doing good, because if I have to live your life, I hope it's a good one. And when you can, help out others. That's pretty much the rules of the world. And we'll talk to everybody soon, and be weird too. So we'll see you guys later. Bye.